Okay, peoples. I'll tell you about a few of the things that have been going on. I've had a bit of issues with that stupid blasted extension antenna. I've sort of noticed it hasn't been picking up terribly well at times and stuff like that. And then what I've found out is I think the plug's a bit screwed. Either on the antenna or the modem, I don't know which. But I'm trying to do something else that my parents do, and that is you don't worry about antenna, you just get the modem up nice and high. So I went out and bought this 2 metre USB cable, and the modem doesn't like it and won't want to connect and all this, and it says, it detects the modem and all that, and then when you go to connect it says the device is unavailable. And then I plug in the usual USB lead I've got and it works fine. So I'm going to go get a refund on that blooming cable because I've got no other reason to use it, and it's, it wasn't exactly the cheapest damn thing in the world either, because it was a very good branded one. I've got a feeling what may be actually happening is it's throwing back EMP on itself, like when your mobile phone interferes, particularly with the older vehicles, you notice this, your mobile phone interferes with your car radio system. The same thing's happening to mutate the signal inside the USB cable, and I think that's what may be happening. Maybe the cable isn't shielded, maybe it's just that long that it just picks up, a lot of the EMP. But I've got a little cable with the actual, sorry about the wind noise if you can hear it, with the actual modem. It just come in the box with it. So I've used that one, and then I've tried to string it up so it goes up reasonably high with that, but it's only a short cable, so it's not sort of working that well. The other thing is the modem, and I realised this when I went to visit Troy and I was on the road and I was using it on the road. I didn't bother using the antenna when I'd pull up at motels and that at the night and plug the laptop in. And the modem gets really quite warm. I mean, it gets seriously warm. A little bit too warm. So all my uploads are going to have to be, it annoys me a bit because I've sort of just got to get on and make a go using it straight away. Otherwise, it gets warm, and then when it gets warm, the upload speed's really slow, and it just annoys the hell out of me. It's not the best situation I'm in, but anyway, this is the way it is until we, work out something better or buy some more stuff or whatever to fix the issue. Anyways, I had a little experience recently involving this dating site, and I've got a feeling they're blooming self-serving in some aspects, this dating site. What they say is somebody's likely to be a scammer if they try and give you their contact details to talk to them outside of this site, which basically forces the person to keep paying for these bloody stamps as opposed to just talk to the girl via email. And a lot of these girls, I said to them, in the initial email, some of them, saw my YouTube, the video Kirsten done on the house and all that, and I gave quite a few of them my email address, and I said, look, if something happens with the site, you have trouble with someone else and you close the site, you close your account, you can't get suspended, or someone lodges a complaint about you and gets suspended or whatever, or something like that, or your computer crashes or whatever, you've got my email address and you still got a way of contacting me outside of this site. And there's no big deal to exchange email addresses, but there's all this stuff in the safe dating tips about if they give you email and they're probably a scammer. Safe dating tips. That's a real steep one, coming from a site where a couple of months ago a girl actually got murdered by a bloke she met on the site and got bloomin' bashed within an inch of her life in a house and then later died in hospital. She was a very pretty young woman, and what a sight to then be looking for girls on after something like that's happened. Anyway, this blooming one the other day, she come up and she only showed one photo of herself, and it was sort of one of these filter photos. It was black and white, and I couldn't really get a good look at what her face was like, and I thought, she might be sort of alright and that. So she had this option to show all the other photos she had locked. So I said, oh yeah, I'm interested in you. And then bang, she, unlocked it all and said, yes, I'm interested in hearing from you. So I sent her a stamp and that. And she said it didn't look that great. And I thought, it doesn't matter. She doesn't live very far from you. She'd make a good friend. Plus she's into photography. And I haven't really talked to you guys about this, but I'm not too bad at photography at all. Still photographs and stuff like that. And I got one of those big SLR film cameras that you can just about knock out a donkey with, old journalist grade sort of stuff. It was one of the ones that before Nikon started subcontracting out the lenses, and this was completely made in-house at Nikon in Japan. It's a pretty old one. But my gosh, it takes some good photos. So I thought, she's interested in photography. I can teach her a bit of stuff that I learnt and that. And I've done some brilliant photos, but I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to show them. And I sent her a stamp and that and talked a little bit about photography and didn't really say much else. Didn't give her email address or anything like that. And I come back in and the blooming thing says, contact has been blocked. And I thought, what the hell are you talking about here? And I thought, son of a bitch. She's blooming click block user or something like this. And I thought, I can hardly believe this. And so, it just had blah, blah, has stopped contact. And I thought, well, maybe she got too many responses from other people. Maybe she sort of has been suspended for, if you try and put up like your YouTube, like your Facebook links in your profile and stuff like that, or YouTube or email address in your profile, they'll blooming suspend you and stuff like that. And I thought, well, maybe she's done something stupid like that and got suspended, so they've blocked all the contact. And so I went in and had a look, and I typed in the help section, stopped contact. No, couldn't really get anything to come up. And it had about, I knew you could block users and that. And then I went into a few bits on the help that I thought I just could not find anything on it. And it says, if you can't find what you're looking for, go down here to contact the help staff. So I thought, stuff it. I'm going to contact the help staff. And I asked them, it says somebody has stopped contact. And I said, does that mean they've blocked me? Or does that mean they've been suspended? Did they initiate it? Or did you guys shut them down and suspend them? Or what's going on here? And I said, all I've done is just, she showed interest, I sent one thing, and then bang. And the blooming thing has told me she stopped contact, but after this stamp expires, because it goes for a month, you can send her another one. And I thought, well, that sounds like bullshit. Why would you bother? Anyway, I got this response back this morning from the help people, and they basically said the contact has been, the contact has stopped, and this was initiated by by the user. And I didn't really get if it was just me or everybody or what, but I think the damn woman clicked block user on me after telling me she's interested to hear from me. And then I've wasted a stamp, and I thought, what the friggin' hell is this shit? First you want to hear from me, then I waste money contacting you, and then you block me with the first message. And anyway, the help guys said, look, if they haven't responded back on that, we'll review it on a case-by-case basis, but we'll give you your money back. And I said, no, stuff it. I do want to blimmin', a stamp refunded back to me on this case, because that's just crap, And I said it's in there in black and white that she wanted to initiate contact, and I actually said to them, look, it happens in about half the cases, but I'm not worried about those other cases. But if they're that arrogant, they're going to block me. No, do give me the damn money back on this one. Do review this one. And if you then send them another message chastising them that they didn't respond to you, you don't get your money back. If you basically haven't given them enough of an amount of time, I think it's at least a week or something to respond, you don't get your money back. If you've already given them contact details of another thing, you don't give them, you don't get your money back. You don't actually get the money back, they just refund you a stamp. But I thought, how bloody arrogant can you be, And I wasn't even interested in that way. I just thought she'd make a good friend, and I sort of said to the help blokes, look, this literally happens in half the cases I have, and I said, I know you guys can't control this, and I know it's not your fault, but I said this is not a great factor in making male users want to seriously use a site and take it serious, and buy stamps and make your money sort of thing. So anyway, we'll see how that goes, but it just goes to show, there's that many that just, I'm going to take a different view on all this when I've got stacks of female cousins, flipping heaps of them, and when I hear all this stuff about there's no good guys left out there, this, that and the other, and you go on these things and literally half the girls who show interest then won't contact you back, and in this case one even blocks you, you just think, hang on a minute, how can you bitch there's no good blokes out there if you are so hopeless when it comes to responding, if you really do not take these websites serious, and then turn around and say, oh, there's no blokes out there. Well, if you could at least respond, and there's a lot of these, what they call the KISS responses, where you ask, you say to someone, I'm interested in you, and they can send one back to say, yes, I'm interested in you, and we would be happy to hear from you. They actually have things on the front page saying, when somebody sends this to you, please respond back out of courtesy. And the pure fact they've got to put that on the front page indicates that I don't think there are many girls taking this site very seriously or any of these responses seriously, then to come quacking in my ear later on at the next Christmas party to say there's no serious blokes out there. And they're all saying that, and this is what a hairdresser said to me once, that they hear that there's, all the girls tell them this. But then when you're on these sites, they don't give a shit. And it's like, well, what do you expect, So I sort of, I'll tell you about another case I had with another girl who was exceedingly fussy and put lousy profile pictures up and then wanted a wealthy bloke to chase her while she's there with a singlet on and bloody tattoos all down her arm and expect to be taken out to high-class restaurants. But I'll tell you about that in another video because it's an interesting case in psychology, especially the fact that the girl actually had a psychology degree herself. Unbelievable. But I'll make another video on that because it's a seriously interesting case in dealing with people and their mindsets, in today's world anyway. So.